Been playing Commander for nearly a decade and a half now, 12 decks currently built, thousands sunk into the format. This is the breaking point. I quit. I wanted to give my thoughts on this because it's really big news in the Magic community, and people are losing their minds over Jeweled Lotus and Mana Crypt being banned. Nadu being banned, that's what ban lists are for, and Dockside Extortionist is kind of mixed. But when you take out staples like this, it goes crazy, and we can see how people are responding. I haven't ever wanted to quit Commander until today, and it's making me want to quit Magic altogether. The replies, same dude, I just lost thousands. And the thing is, no one was asking for this except for brats that want game pieces to be completely accessible and affordable to everyone. Kind of goes a little deeper. I've spent plenty of time digging into markets, and I have a very big concern with the rules committee that everyone should be asking. What safeguards are in place for the rules committee to not manipulate the price of cards for personal gain or speculation from friends or with insider information? This has destroyed the prices of the cards while creating incredibly volatile movements in the market. Like, look at all these sales in just one day, and it keeps on going. So yeah, suddenly over 100 items sold was just, you know, a couple a day as people were finally saving up and able to afford their Jeweled Lotus. Same thing with Mana Crypt, whereas a $180 near mint card that has dropped over $100 in the panic and kind of stabilized, but not really. Yeah, like, you just lose crazy amounts of money instantly over a random decision that no one saw coming because it didn't seem like a threat to the format. And then people with the memes, terrible decision, get slapped by Hasbro for tanking the market. Who asked for Jeweled Lotus and Mana Crypt to be banned? See, like, that's the thing. And this has a good like ratio, especially for a reply. But then the toxic cretins come in. Everyone who enjoys fun games. Because that's what competitive games are about. Fun. Me. Oh, wow, my $300 cards don't work anymore. And this is like the evil shit, where people are reveling. These are the awful people that are getting pandered to with such decisions, and it's also why everything sucks now. So many new people come in that the original community loses its identity, and then that causes the core members to complain, and they either get kicked out, or there's nothing fun or engaging for the original community anymore, and it becomes a nasty cycle because no one wants to work for their things anymore since mommy and daddy never told them no, so now they just feel entitled to everything. And then, like, we kind of see this. A lot of people, they're miserable to play against in the early game when someone gets their control commander out and you don't have a land in play yet. This guy's just complaining about, like, what the format has pretty much always been because cards like this being allowed. But banning these cards doesn't change it because, like, oh, now Soul Ring diff is going to be even better. So it's like, oh, I got Soul Ring, they got Mana Crypt, it's playable. But now it's, oh, I didn't get anything. I have less to draw into because I can't pull a Mana Crypt or a Jeweled Lotus. So now any amount of mana advantage is going to be exacerbated by this. You know, you drop Crypt into another mana rock, and then by turn 2, you've got 5 to 6. Both are miserable to play against. That's just the format and how it goes sometimes. Then there's this, they ban them because they're broke and can't afford them. But that's always been Magic, that it's the expensive game, especially if you want to get into, like, other formats or just have, like, the top meta deck. So so anything that's money based around these kind of decisions, it's also just weird and not how Magic has been. Who cares about accessibility when the community is going just fine before anyone cries about that kind of stuff? And then just more crappy people. Hey, did the huge number of people responding to your post do anything to change your opinion? Just curious. So it's like, oh, people crying about it on social media therefore mean that everyone wanted this decision and you're wrong for being upset at the decision. I love this comment. The majority of people at my locals in 3+ stores have been running Lotus or Mana Crypt. Huge investment for them. Now most of them are going to quit, or worse, convert to Yu-Gi-Oh! I just love that comment. Mana Crypt was a staple and it's a spit in the community's face. So that's what I mean, like, the people that are established, the people that have actually invested into the scene are the ones getting punished for this, especially if people, like, just got their Lotus or just got their Mana Crypt. And the toxic, miserable people that this decision caters to are the ones celebrating at the loss of others. That's not cool. I mean, good. These cards were basically pay to win, which is bad for the game. This is the stupidity that we have to deal with in every community now. Let's see what the responses are looking like under Tolarian. $1,500 down the toilet. Oof. Stings, but it happens. That's just, like, the worst response to have. As a poor, seeing a bunch of cards out of my price range get nuked feels amazing as I'm no longer limited by the size of my wallet. And then that has a very high like ratio. So this is what's destroying all of your communities. People that don't want to work for their things, don't want to have investment into the scene, and they want to be on the same power level as you. This is why I complain about in Pokemon, and why I wanted to make the video even though I'm not super into Magic. In Pokemon, people are crying that they have to buy a Nintendo Switch, the highest selling console Nintendo has ever made, and Pokemon games, the largest franchise in the world that sell tens of millions of copies for each game. And then they cry that they're not allowed to hack their game for perfect Pokemon when the only thing the rules demand is that you actually play the game as intended. And then they're spreading the lie that it's inaccessible and unacceptable that you need to pay $500 to get into competitive Pokemon to then compete for tens of thousands of dollars in prize money. Even though that's a lie, because you only need one $60 base game, and then you can use every Pokemon available in the format, so there's no paywall to it. Now, you do get advantages from having older games, but that means, like, as an established player that's actually played Pokemon, you can just get Pokemon a little quicker, which is how every competitive scene works, that the established players should be rewarded, but no, these new brats come in, and they want to immediately be on the same level for no investment. Cracked this from a pack just last Friday. Why do we live? Is it only to suffer? The actual, like, malice and harm that is inflicted on people, where it's like, that must have been one of the greatest feelings that dude has ever had. When you pull it, you get the chase card, and then it immediately becomes worthless because of some committee and brats crying about it. We have some more reasonable takes that are in favor of the ban. I do think the bans are good, but they're also kind of funny at the same time. Like, you're willing to ban these cards that are only homogenous in high-powered pods, but not the homogenous stuff that affects most games, Sol Ring, Rhystic Studies, and the like. That's just silly. So yeah, that's another thing where when it comes to Commander, you have deck power level that people are like, oh yeah, you know, I have all the super duper expensive cards and my deck costs well over $1,000, so it's a higher power level. I'll just bring out my more fun lower power level deck that has like Sol Ring and stuff inside of it. But there's going to be just people running the best staple cards that are going to have major impact on a game. Again, someone gets Sol Ring, no one else gets it, even a low-powered deck. Well, that's just an aspect of centralization that gives people advantages and can ruin certain games rather frequently. But that doesn't get banned, just the expensive stuff, which already has like its own niche of power. Been playing Commander for nearly a decade and a half now, 12 decks currently built, thousands sunk into the format. This is the breaking point. I quit. Another worthless kid. You must be a joy to play with. Getting the support. So, like, yeah, people don't like losing to the people that have put in and invested in more, and now those are the people being rewarded and celebrating against the people that actually cared and dedicated to build the format. Amazing. Now do I get Dockside and Casual isn't a big deal. Jeweled Lotus, I've never seen anyone complain about. The card enabled so many expensive commanders to have fun games. Mana Crypt is fine. People need to learn how to adjust their playgroup and locals and stop whining. And then also missed opportunity to ban Sol Ring. Exactly, like if you're taking out very similar cards, you need to get rid of all of them. You know, it's in every 99. They even said by definition of the ban. So yeah, if you read the post, they have ban logic where it's like, oh, it just accelerates mana too much, and then having 5 mana on turn 2 is way too powerful. Would you ban Sol Ring and Commander? Yes or no? I'd personally vote yes. It's in every single deck, therefore it should just be banned. 0 upvotes, 129 comments. That's what's going on here. What happened to letting playgroups police their own games? That's a whole thing about Rule 0, where whatever rules you want to make in a casual format are going to overrule any of the official rules of the game. But now with this, like, this is the rules committee for Commander. So now these are the rules of Commander where you're not allowed to do this, even though if you were just playing in other casual formats, then you just say, hey, Jeweled Lotus, Mana Crypt, too expensive, too powerful, don't play with them, everyone's fine. But now it's mandated. Now this is the default. And that's what people are upset about. Just have a Rule 0 conversation. JK, hope you liked the value while it lasted. Oh, you didn't sell yours before the ban list came out? That's a shame. We did. Rules Committee, probably a Lamau. And then we have the official Magic the Gathering post, where also people are complaining about this. Can we get a background check into how many of the committee members sold their Mana Crypts and Jeweled Lotuses before this announcement? Also, Dockside was a very expensive card. Then we got more people being horrible. You do realize that you can play whatever cards you want when you're at home. This is no big deal whatsoever. No, it's the other way around, as I just said. Making the ban the default mandate is the bad thing, and then having the at-home Rule Zero conversation about, hey, no Jeweled Lotus, no Mana Crypt, because not everyone can get it. Is that cool, guys? Cool. That's what playing however you want is about. Huge mistake. No longer be spending money on MTG or WotC products. Brutal. Mana Rock stable from early EDH days is banned. That's another thing. Like, it's been around for so just out of nowhere, prices tank, everyone's screwed over. What a disappointment. Thanks for devaluing cards I paid hard-earned money for. Let's see what we got. Blaming the community for your financial loss instead of Wizards for allowing cardboard to be worth so much. It's completely misdirected anger, says the casual brat. Womp womp from a worthless kid that has never built or earned anything in their life. So yeah, we can see that this is a deliberate move to kind of open up the accessibility of the format like other things are doing, but all that does is destroy the integrity of the format as well as piss off the established players that actually built the format and made it interesting enough for other people to want to join in, and then also get their own investment. Why punish established people that worked hard for their things and their status? It doesn't make sense. But yeah, that thing where it's like, who's complaining about this? And then you get just a couple of pissed off brats in the comments. Well, you actually go to Wizards and no one is happy about this. And when you have hundreds of dollars removed from you overnight, or the joy of pulling that card taken from you, it's going to be a very powerful sting. And a lot of people are considering quitting Commander, if not Magic altogether. So I am interested in seeing like how long these repercussions last. It would be cool to see an unban, because the people that are selling their cards off right now, they're the collectors, they're the dealers, they're the people that like had this for trade, and now other people are trying to like scoop it up for cheaper. Because like, yeah, Rule Zero with your friends, if you've already talked with your friends like, hey guys, Mana Crypt and Jeweled Lotus just crashed by like half their price, we all pick one up and then we still play with it, right? And now we can actually get it. So if anything, this is like an accessibility move where you buy it on the cheap, you either Rule Zero or hope that the backlash causes them to undo all of this stuff, and then it gets corrected and cards went into consumers, and then those evil, quote-unquote, evil collectors got burned anyways. It's like, yeah, that would actually probably be a good move for the community health overall. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I saw this, it upset me. I saw the reactions and then people being nasty about it. It upset me more. The parallels to all of gaming and then Pokemon and then communities and just watching everything get destroyed by brats on social media. This is what I talk about. That's why I make videos. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.